Hello, hello, and welcome. It's time for a research video, and I haven't done jewelry in a little while, so I'm pretty excited to do this video with you. And it is going to be vintage necklaces. A lot of them will be sets, and they're starting at $1,400, just shy of that. And a lot of these are not even sterling silver. There are a couple sterling in here that I think it's important you know the makers. The majority of these are costume necklaces that sell for thousands of dollars. So definitely something you want to know. Of course, you're not going to find these cheap. You will have to pay up. They are more rare, but it's really neat to look and see these necklaces so that you know what to look for. If you are a collector or if you are outsourcing at a estate sale, you might find these at a garage sale, but I think these are typically going to be more estate sale, both online and in person. So I'm going to show you the top 25 selling necklaces on eBay in the last 90 days in 2025. All right, we are starting off with this vintage Iraj Moeni Lapis Parido statement multi-strand necklace. Iraj Moeni has come up quite a few times when I have done jewelry videos, so definitely a name you would need to know and keep an eye out for. So this necklace sold for $1,390, and here you can see it was originally $3,350, which is absolutely insane, but they are out there. Now, here you can see that Iraj Moeni, so definitely, again, a name you want to know and want to keep an eye out for. And this one was new with the tags. Most of these that you're going to see in this video today, though, are going to be used. Next up is a name that I hope you are familiar with, and that is Juliana. This is Juliana D&E French Limoges blue rhinestone brooch necklace earring set. This set sold for $1,500. So an incredible, incredible price on this one. And Juliana is not marked. So, you know, they were all originally paper hang tags. So you're not going to find a Juliana marking. With a Juliana, you need to know the settings of the stone or be able to identify it by a book and find it in there. So let's take a look at this one here. And beautiful, beautiful rhinestone necklace. And this one, again, does have the brooch as well as the earrings with it. And this one is really pretty. I don't know that I would have pegged this for a $1,500 one, but an amazing, amazing sale. So if Juliana is something you want to learn, I would recommend. There are some videos on identifying Juliana, but also perhaps picking up a book and reading up about the settings so that you're able to identify them. Next up was not a name I was familiar with and have not seen before, and that is Slain & Slain. This is a vintage Slain & Slain sunburst necklace. This one is sterling silver, and this one sold for $1,500. So definitely a name to kind of tuck away in your brain. You can see here there's a double S there, and it also says Slain 925 and 750, which I believe is 18 karat gold. So this one does have a little bit of gold. I would assume those sun rays, and not a name I had heard before. So definitely keep your eye out for Slain & Slain. And this one was a great sale at $1,500. Next up is a rare early vintage Christian Dior rhinestone collar necklace. This one sold for $1,495. This is simply clear rhinestones. You can see that Christian Dior box in the background. I put this one up here because I have found Christian Dior multiple times in online estate jewelry lots. So I know it is out there, and it is not sterling silver. Here you can see that Christian Dior Germany, and it is CHR is how they have it abbreviated. And again, this is not one that is overly impressive. It's very, very pretty, but it's the clear rhinestones. With this one, it's definitely the name that's making that selling cost, which was almost $1,500. Next up is another one I've come across a couple of times, and that is William Spratling. So this is a William Spratling signed vintage Mexican sterling silver modernist necklace. This one sold for $1,500. And here you can see this one is pretty plain, really cool modernist design. And here is the William Spratling. It is spelled out around the edge there. And then the Taxco mark down there. So there are quite a few artists within the Taxco jewelry that are worth a significant amount more than just a regular Taxco piece. William Spratling is one of them. And again, it is marked and easy to identify. And this one was a great sale at $1,500. Next up is one that I was not familiar with. If you know this name, definitely let me know. This one is Vintage K Milagro. This one is a sterling silver link necklace, large mother of pearl charms. It does say it was 155 grams. This one sold for $1,500 and quite a bit of sterling. It looks like the sterling is on the back of these mother of pearl charms. And you can see that they are all marked. There is that K Milagro. So really easy to identify there. And amazing sale at $1,500. I believe this might be Thrift Shop Hustler Chris's seller for American Cancer Society. So it's very, very possible this is one of his listings. But definitely keep your eye out for K Milagro. That is not one that I was familiar with. Next up is a really neat piece. This is a vintage 1960s crown Trifari Egyptian Revival enamel tulip collar necklace. And this one was an auction. There were two different bidders, and this one actually was started at $999. So it went up $500 in those three bids and sold for $1,525. And this is a really, really neat Trifari piece. This is costume. There is no precious metal in this. Really nice enamel inlay there. And this one is another one that I would not have pegged for being worth $1,500. I'm trying to see. There's that Trifari right there. So there's your Trifari mark. Definitely look up your Trifari pieces. I would say the majority of them, probably 85%, are not valuable at all. But when you find these rare, harder to find pieces, they can go for quite a bit. Up next is a vintage Christian Dior shell set by Robert Goosens. This is a necklace as well as earrings. And this one I put up because I feel like you wouldn't really think it was that valuable. And a lot of the Christian Dior pieces I've found have been that way. If I did not see that Christian Dior marking, I would think that they were, you know, just a regular piece of costume jewelry. So here you can see this necklace. It is a beautiful, beautiful necklace, but I would not have pegged it for, you know, that $1,500, $1,600 price point. So here you can see this one, the Christian Dior is spelled out. On some of them it is. On the last one we saw it was not. And you will find it both ways. This one looks like it is in absolutely immaculate condition, which definitely can help. There you can see the Christian Dior. This one's actually Christian Dior perfume, and amazing sale over that $1,500 point on a piece of costume jewelry. And again, I have found a lot of Christian Dior in online estate jewelry lots. Up next is one that I definitely would have missed. This is a Masha Archer, one-of-a-kind vintage handmade necklace. And this one sold for $1,764. And I'm not familiar with this name, and it might just be a small artist. And you would be able to look it up on both eBay and WorthPoint. But here you can see that Masha Archer. It is just stamped into a part of the clasp. And this is not one I would have pegged again at this price point. So make sure if you're finding them with hang tags like this, that you look up those names. If you can't find it on eBay, definitely check it out over on WorthPoint. I'm going to pop up my WorthPoint video because it definitely is instrumental in our business with as many vintage and one-off items as we sell. So if you're finding that you're not able to find a lot of things, that might be something that you would like to invest in for your business. And this one was a great sale at $17.64. Next up is another Taxco piece, and this one is a Hector Agular, and this one was a book piece. So that means this one was highlighted in one of the books about Taxco, and this is a leaf necklace and bracelet set. This one sold for $1,900, and this one is sterling silver. Here you can see. And again, with Taxco, it's crazy because some of the unknown artists are only going to sell for a couple hundred. But here with this Hector Agular, this one went for $1,900. So you can see here, let's see if I can get it to zoom in. There you go. So this one is actually 0.940 versus the 0.925. And that stamp there has got to be the Hector Agular signature. So whenever I find any that are higher than 925, I definitely look a little bit more into those. So that would have kind of clued me in with this one. And this one was a really, really great sale, $1,900 for the necklace and bracelet. Next up is a really, really beautiful piece. This is a rare antique Victorian gilt silver Persian turquoise bird flower heart necklace. This one was an auction and it got 38 bids and sold for $1,925. So this one was a longer duration. It was a 10-day auction and it was only started at $9.99 from $10 in to $19.25. And here you can see this is an absolutely gorgeous Victorian necklace, and that bird is just so, so cool. It looks like, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like 8,000 is the mark on that. I'm not familiar with that. If you guys are familiar with that 8,000 mark, definitely let me know down in the comments. Next up is a name that you definitely should know, and that is Givenchy. This is a gold tone couture beaded necklace, multi-strand. So the name definitely you're going to know is money, but if you just looked at this necklace, I don't think you'd know it was Givenchy. So this one sold for almost $2,000 at $19.95, and it is just simply gold beads. Gold beads, kind of choker style. And here you can see, it doesn't want to load. There you go. There's that Givenchy hang tag, and that is what is so important. So kind of a boring looking necklace, but the name makes it worth almost $2,000. Next is another Trifari. This is a 1971 Trifari Diane Love Chrysanthemum Flower Modern Enamel Necklace. This one sold for just shy of $2,000 at $19.98. This is pretty cool with the little cutouts. And here you can see this one's red and black, which I don't see a ton of red and black stuff. There is that Trifari marking. And again, this is another one that I would have had no clue was worth $2,000. And that's why doing your research is so important. Up next is a really, really neat piece. This is a rare vintage chunky green Bakelite bead necklace. It does say it's tested, 314 grams. That like bright neon green is not something you see often in Bakelite. This one sold for $2,000. And I do have a video only on Bakelite items. I'm going to pop that up top for you guys because it is absolutely insane the money that some Bakelite items bring that you would not think. So here you can see this is just strung on a string, literally. Crazy. Gorgeous though, kind of swirl, chunky green Bakelite beads, and an amazing sale at $2,000. Next up is another one that I have come across a few times in online sterling silver estate lots. This is a vintage Denmark sterling silver moonstone necklace by George Jensen, which is definitely a name you want to know. This one sold for $2,179. They did accept a best offer. I do not know what offer they accepted. I just want to let you know that. I highly doubt it was much less than the asking price. So here you can see this one was really easy to identify because it was in the George Jensen box, but hopefully they'll show us the marking here. And I do see that it is marked, but let's see if they zoom in for us. Nope, they didn't really zoom in, unfortunately, but the George Jensen pieces are marked, so you are able to identify them even without a box. All right, here is another one that it's all about the name. This is a pretty piece, but not $2,299 pretty. However, it is an Yves Saint Laurent. And this is by Robert Gossens as well, which we saw another piece earlier that was. So $2,300 sale on this choker necklace. You can see it there on their mannequin. And this has the YSL hang tag you can see up here. And beautiful necklace. Yves Saint Laurent is another really, really high dollar one that you want to know. And again, a lot of these people just do not look at the costume pieces as being valuable. So chances of finding these, they're definitely not great for these higher dollar ones, but they are a little more than minimal that I would say for your sterling and your gold pieces. Next up is one of my favorite vintage artists, and that is Miriam Haskell. This is a glass Baroque pearl and crystal necklace, bracelet, and earring set. Sold for a best offer on $2,350. And there were actually quite a few Miriam Haskells in the top selling. So I'm going to show you a few pieces, but it was interesting to me because it seems it kind of fluctuates, the popularity of Miriam Haskell pieces. I have seen them kind of all over the board over the years. So you really have to do your research. I'm not one to hold items in hopes that they will increase in value. I'd rather get the money that I can get for them now. But I know some people do hold and hope that that market will go back up. But watch for Miriam Haskell. We'll take a look here. She has absolutely gorgeous work and quite a variety of style as well. So most of her pieces are marked. There are a few that are not. Here you can see Haskell on the earrings. You can see there as well. That was also on the earring back. And then here on the necklace, it looks like it's rubbed off, but there was a Miriam Haskell oval nameplate. And amazing, amazing sale on this one. Best offer on $2,350. Another one that you definitely can come across. I actually just sold a Hobe bracelet myself last week. Mine did not sell for this high. Mine only sold around 100. I think mine was 160. So this is a vintage signed Hobe red, blue, clear glass stone, 16.5-inch necklace. Absolutely beautiful with filigree work on this one. So this one was an auction. It got 12 bids. There were actually 8 different bidders. And this one was a week-long auction and it was started at $1,200. So it did go up $1,400 from that start price. And Hobe is definitely one you want to know. There are marked and unmarked pieces. The majority of Hobe I have found have been marked pieces. And there is that Hobe mark that you definitely want to keep an eye out for. As I said, they definitely are out there. And if you come across someone who's not really giving much value to costume pieces, you just might find one like this. And this was a great sale at $2,600. Next up is another Miriam Haskell. This is another glass Baroque. This is a beautiful piece. This one is pearls and pink art glass. This one sold for $2,650. So as I said earlier, there are quite a few different Miriam Haskell styles. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this pink one. And it does say it's a 1960s Pate de Vera art glass necklace. And you can see here, this one is marked Miriam Haskell on the clasp as well as down on that main flower piece of the necklace. So it is double marked, very easy to read on this one, not much wear. This one is in excellent, excellent condition and a great sale at $2,650. Next up is an absolutely beautiful, large, antique, natural butterscotch Latvian Baltic amber 20-inch necklace. This one is 136 grams. I do want to tell you, if you do get amber necklaces, you definitely want to weigh them. And this one was an auction. It got 23 bids and sold for $2,700. This one was a 10-day auction. It had 6 different bidders, and this one was started at $975. So just shy of 1,000. It went up to 2,700. This is a beautiful dark butterscotch color on this amber. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece here. So definitely you want to show a lot of pictures. Again, you want to show the weight when you've got this amber. These are beautiful polished amber pieces, and a auction is not a bad idea if you have amber pieces and are unsure of the value. Next up is another Christian Dior, but this one sold for almost $3,000. And this one, I have to say, is pretty impressive. Beautiful, beautiful red and clear rhinestone statement necklace. This one is dated 1960, sold for $29.95. This one is absolutely gorgeous. So this is one that I expect is going to bring quite a bit. You can see that Christian Dior, and it also has 19 up top and the 60 on the bottom, and an amazing, amazing statement necklace, and great, great price on this at just shy of $3,000. All right, with this one, we are up to our top 5 selling necklaces, and this is an antique Austro-Hungarian signed KT amethyst necklace. This one was 800 silver. They did put rare, and they are dating it between 1862 and 1922. This is an absolutely beautiful necklace. It did sell for $3,500. And anytime I see 800, I know that's an older piece. You don't really see that on newer pieces. This has got some gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of amethyst, and showing it in the light like they're doing definitely kind of highlights those stones so people can see truer colors of that necklace. So here you can see with the presidium that it is showing that it is amethyst down here on the bottom. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. I'll actually pop up that presidium gem tester. I do own one myself. If you do a lot of jewelry, it definitely can be beneficial to help identify some of the gemstones. And you can see here they are showing the weight as well as the size. And this is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous necklace, and definitely a wonderful sale at $3,500. Next up is another gorgeous Christian Dior. This is Mitchell Mayer, and this has huge crystal necklace and earrings, vintage from 1950s. It is mint. This one sold for $3,900, and they do put that it has never been seen on eBay, and this is a rare piece. You can see she's got it on here. This is beautiful, beautiful necklace. And here is the Christian Dior by Mitchell Mayer, very clearly written, and absolutely amazing, amazing set, and almost a $4,000 sale. Number 2 I put in here because a lot of people don't realize that these pearl necklaces with 18 karat gold and diamond clasps might be worth over $4,000 because they don't necessarily look impressive. But with the pearl necklaces, you really have to pay attention to those clasps. So this is a vintage Eugene Bear cultured pearl necklace, 18 karat European cut diamond clasp. This is actually a pawn shop that sold this, so they obviously are going to be very familiar with the values of these. But I want you to pay more attention to the pearl. So here is that clasp, and it is 18 karat gold. It is diamonds. And I don't see that that one was marked. So that's something you would want to test if it looks like it might be fancy like this. And this was an amazing, amazing sale at over $4,000. Number 2 is another Hector Agular piece. So definitely an artist you want to know within those Taxco pieces. This is a vintage necklace, bracelet, and earring set. And this one sold for $4,400. beautiful, beautiful piece here. And this is quite a bit of sterling. This is a chunkier, heavier. And there again is that Hector Agular symbol that you definitely need to know if you happen to come across it. So definitely remember that HA on that Taxco piece. There it is, a little bit clearer where you might be able to see it better. And they are vintage screwback earrings. And here you can see that they have a printout and a piece of paper on this from the book, and an amazing, amazing sale at $4,400. All right. The number one selling is a Miriam Haskell piece. This is a vintage Miriam Haskell necklace, bracelet, earrings, brooch, and pin set. This one sold for $4,500. I do want to say I did eliminate gold pieces. I did not put any gold in here because typically those are going to be harder to acquire for a good price. So this was mainly costume and a few sterling thrown in. So here you can see this is a beautiful, beautiful Miriam Haskell. Look at the little bow there. Really, really neat piece. You can see the Miriam Haskell marking there and there. So this one was very, very clearly marked. There it is on the back of the earrings, as well as that bow on the necklace. And there it is on the brooch. So very, very clearly marked. You would definitely know. And this is a really, really neat with the Baroque pearls, and an amazing sale at $4,500. All right. I hope you enjoyed. I feel like I haven't done jewelry in forever. I absolutely love doing the jewelry research videos. So I hope you enjoyed the necklaces. The next video that I'm going to do later on this week is going to be on brooches. So that will be a fun one for sure. It's been a little while since we've done that as well. Let me know what your favorite piece was. I think mine was probably the highest one, the Miriam Haskell piece, but I absolutely love her work. It is pretty much all gorgeous to me. And I actually have gotten a couple of books to learn a little bit more about Miriam Haskell pieces. And I think with any of the vintage costume stuff, that having those books as a reference point and trying to learn the settings for the pieces that aren't marked is the best way to do so. If you are wondering how to learn a little bit more, I appreciate you watching. I hope you are having a wonderful week so far. Stay warm, and I will see you on the next one.